in the United Kingdom. Thank you very much for taking your time out and coming to our discussion this evening. Can I also very briefly introduce my second guest from the Pakistan Tariq-e-Insaf. Is an activist working extremely hard. Zafar Mahmood Saab. Mr. Mahmood, thank you very much for you to come and attend this discussion. And finally, I would like to thank our guest who's all the way from Stoke, I believe, from Birmingham. Right, from Birmingham. Actually, we had somebody from Stoke yesterday, right, from PPP. So Pakistan's People's Party he belongs to. Muhammad Aftab Saab from Birmingham, working extremely hard for his political career in Pakistan's People's Party, and also works extremely hard for the human rights violations. Many thanks for attending our discussion. Takbeer special. 2 seconds of fame, Saab. Zafar Saab, you're very active. PTI obviously doing extremely well, like all the other political parties. You know there was a protest going in Birmingham. Obviously, people know what was going on. There were certain allegations made against the Birmingham City Council that this was a deliberate stop to go ahead with the protest. My question to you is, if our elected members, particularly the Kashmiri and the Pakistani elected members, are doing these type of actions within the City Council, what is the purpose of having them within the council, and why should we continue supporting them if this is the action they are taking against our needs and wants, and the needs and the wants of those Kashmiri people?
Thank you for inviting me the second time. I was surprised. I did attend the protest. There was a same protest on the same day in Germany as well, but I decided to go here and represent the Kashmiri community. I think one of the problems councils have, we try to engage them on many occasions about Kashmir. They do come to our meetings, they do attend our functions, but it's very unfortunate when it comes to protest. For some reason, we had a couple of councils, but we should have a majority, because it's Kashmiri-led councils in majority who should have attend and make their voice heard. And I think next time, whenever you go to elections, and just before you go in, I think that the promises they make, and they definitely should fulfil their promises.
So I believe you disagree with Fred Kiani on this particular point, that the council should be run by Birmingham City Council.
Absolutely.
It should be run by the elected members and the taxpayers,
Absolutely.
not contradicted or dictated by the Indian Prime Minister or
Absolutely
the Indian subcommittees and so on.
Yes.
So you totally agree with that?
Yeah,
point.
totally.
That's very nice of yourself. Brother Muhammad Aftab, obviously both of these nations, both of these countries are nuclear power. There is no doubt about that. What future dangers can you see if this matter is not resolved? And as a member of the PTI, what stance is your party particularly taking? I.e., is your party in favor of this freedom? Your party, your leaders, your head of Mr. Khan, and of course the PTI. And the second part of the question is, what dangers are you seeing if this matter is not resolved, as both countries are nuclear power?
Well, I've been saying this for day one. I think it's the region as for stability. You have to resolve this issue. You cannot let this issue go unattended, because both nuclear powers, and God forbid something happens, and the whole region will be affected by that. So I think the United Nations should realize that our time has come to give the right to self-determination to the British of Kashmiris. And the party stand is clear. Imran Khan last year or so, when Barrister Sultan Mahmood Chaudhry joined PTI, and he's the president of PTI Azad Kashmir. On that first meeting, Imran Khan stated in a press conference, it was a meeting, and he said Kashmir belongs to the Kashmiris. So Kashmiris have the right to self-determination. Our message is clear. I think this is the only party who has this slogan, that Kashmir will be Kashmiris, and they have their own way of deciding what they want to do. So we're clear on that. There's no ambiguity in the party. And the other thing is, I think the main issue, let me just tell you that I think the youngsters, the youth, has to be invited into this cause. Because if any movement, if you don't involve the youth, it will lead nowhere. We have the same faces every time, every platform. You need to get more people, and by getting those people, you have a better chance of advocating this issue on the international level.
And that's exactly why Peer Saab is now changing the slight structure of these programs to make sure that we can convey the message in English, because we have hundreds and thousands of our youngsters who are listening to this, and they feel more secure, they're more approach as well. Coming back to yourself again, your PTI, which I just want to clarify, is there anything within your political party that clearly states that Kashmir will be a top priority for them? And if elected, I'm saying a big if elected, would that be something which will be prioritized on top of their list, or would it be something which we have seen for many years with different political parties, once elected, yes, there's discussions on them, yes, they talk about it, but nothing happens in practical, which we've seen for the last 50, 60 years. I want you to, for the viewers out there, emphasize on this particular point, where does your party state and what are the priorities if they are elected?
Thank you again. The chairman of Tariq-e-Insaf, Imran Khan, like I said, he has stated that Kashmir ke faisle Kashmir mein hona chahiye. I think it's a big statement. But coming back to your question, at the moment we have the president in Azad Kashmir, Barrister Sultan Mahmood, whose whole life has been a struggle for the Kashmiris. And Khan Saab, last meeting when I had him a couple of years ago, and when we discussed this Kashmiri chapter, and he was really interested, and he was hopeful that Kashmir will be resolved. For that, he said Pakistan has to be a stable Pakistan to advocate your issues in Kashmir. And the other thing, the most important thing he said, but don't look at us as well. You need to do something. So Kashmiri people and the Kashmiri, the leaders in Kashmir, they have to play an active role as well. But we are clear in Tariq-e-Insaf, once we come in power, inshallah, next year when 2018 elections, then inshallah we will take this issue on the top priority.
Aftab Saab?